Happy Monday. Let's see. It might be a little different. I don't got my case. Let's see how we do without the case this morning. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. I don't know how active I can be this morning. Y'all let me know how the volume is. Let me know how it sound at home. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a Fomatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Purpose of my podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we gonna get this done real fast. Yo. Top of the mid-morning to everybody, man. Oh, snap. I can adjust. We gonna have to adjust this morning, man. We're gonna have to adjust this morning. We're gonna have some adjustments, but we gonna get it in, man. We're gonna have some adjustments, but we got this thing going, man. Everybody come in, double tap, like, share, subscribe. As you come into the podcast, you already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet as you come in the door, man. Double tap, like, share, subscribe, man. We're in the studio this morning, man. Let me know right now. All the top fans, come on in, man. Get your name shouted out in the chat, man. Double tap, like, hit the like, share, subscribe, man. Everybody top fan, come in right now. Don't forget we got memberships. Don't forget we got super chats. Don't forget we got subscriptions. Don't forget we got subscriptions. Don't forget, man. Don't forget. Let's go, baby. First time podcast with the blast, in and out with a dash, real fast. You see the thumbnail. You know what we gonna talk about this morning. What we discussing, man. Another political fire show. Trump news today, all day, every day. Trump. And Monday morning, what a beautiful Monday morning. How we gonna start the Monday morning? I need all of my trolls to come in here, man, because I got something I want to say. I got something I want to say to all my troll babies out there. All my troll babies out there. Come on in. First time podcast with the blast. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. He got something he want to say to you, man. I need everybody to understand, man, what's going on this top of the mid-morning on a Monday morning, man. Who we got? Fabian, Ryan, hello, how's it going, Ryan, Fabian? Thank you for coming in. Top, number one comment. Come on in, man. I just need all of my, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on in, man. I got something to say to my people. Double tap, hit the like button as you come on in, man. Double tap, hit the like button, subscribe as you come on. It's free, man. Do. Double tap, hit the like button as you come on in. It's free, man. As you come on in, I see people hitting the love. I see people giving the love. Give some love back to yourself on this Monday morning. Give some love to somebody in the chat. Somebody in the chat right now. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. We got This Is All About My Animals. We got Brian. Thank you for coming in and saying, but say what's up to somebody else in the chat. Give some love to somebody else in the chat. Give some love to somebody else in the chat. Let's everybody support everybody as we get going on this Monday morning with a fire live stream, fire podcast. Everybody come in, say what's up, hit the like button, double tap, and then say what's up to the chat, man. Everybody in the chat, salute each other in the chat. Let's have a fire conversation. Did you see the thumbnail? On my last show, we had to talk about a different political strategy, right? On the last show, we talked about turncoats, we talked about Tucker Carlson, and a very different political strategy. Who was that right there? Still making America great again. You know we still making America great again. I know you seen that thumbnail. So today's political strategy lesson is going to be about political sandbagging, because the truth came out. We got the truth. There is no list. So what happened in the news cycle? We got so many views. We got so many people watching. What actually happened in the news cycle? I said it was a nothing burger. So what was the political strategy? I want to educate you today on the actual political strategy, because Tulsi Gabbard has released a new document talking about Obama and the Russia hoax, and saying now Trump wants to prosecute Obama for knowingly and purposely releasing false information. Everybody makes fun of Trump with fake news, but now we got the proof. And then remember the tweet that Trump put out about the so-called fictitious client list that has now been debunked. The client list has now been Monday morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Double tap, like, share, subscribe. Share the show right now. Double tap, like, share, subscribe. First Time Podcast, back with the blast. Everybody hit the like. Oh, brand new news Monday morning. Brand new news Monday morning. It's a whole reframing of the whole conversation. So I want to educate you on what it is to be politically sandbagged. How do you put a negative tint over somebody's whole administration? Do you understand what I'm saying? I said to you, you know what's so important about the political education and the political theater? It's only 6 months. We're celebrating 6 months into the presidency. We got 3.5 more years, but astronomically productivity. We had Doge. We saved astronauts. The big, beautiful bill. The Democrats are losing. So what can they do to stop the train from rolling from 2026? So there's something called political sandbagging, where you sandbag your political opponent with these false stories that puts a false tint over their administration so that you have something that you can attack them on because you don't have anything substantial. You don't have any legislation. You don't have anything productivity that you can talk about. So in my thumbnail, what do you see? You see the Russia hoax. You see the laptop. You see all these things because all the Dems and the liberals have is these political theatrics. They don't have real substance to say, I did this for you. Hey, my constituents, because think about what I'm saying. It don't matter if you don't like Trump. It don't matter. I'm talking to the Democrats today who are doing the political sandbagging. Hey, to the political Democrat constituents, you need to be asking the Democrats, what have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately? Because the Democrats been losing. And they are showing they have been losing by their losing strategy. What is the losing strategy? To politically sandbag Donald Trump with a nothing burger. Now we have the facts. I'm going to go to AI. I know y'all hate when I go to AI, but I did my research. And today, Monday morning, everybody has to be honest about the fact that it was a conspiracy theory and there is no Epstein list. There was never a client list. And what I said last week by the numbers, if there was a list, it had been existing for over 10 years. I'm going to show you video. I'm going to show you my AI research. But on Monday morning, we all know that this was a political nothing burger that the Democrats tried to use because they lost the big, beautiful bill. They tried to politically sandbag our President Trump. So I need to educate the audience on what's been happening in the news cycle. And thank you to Tulsi. See, Tulsi Gabbard did not get her. I love Tulsi Gabbard from the beginning when Tulsi was running for president. And then with Donald Trump, people say, oh, he's this, he's that. But how can Donald Trump not like women when he put Tulsi Gabbard, and everybody would say Tulsi Gabbard is one of those women that if you are not a man, you could be intimidated by Tulsi Gabbard. Donald Trump promoted her. Donald Trump put her in a position of power. I don't see Donald Trump as being somebody intimidated by powerful, intelligent women. Look at Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, Trump, for giving Tulsi Gabbard that job. Thank you for having her back, because this morning what she did is give us credence and proof behind the Democrat. I talked to you about Donna Brazile. I told you about Donna Brazile when they cheated. I talked to you about New York and how they cheated in New York. I talked to you about how they stole democracy when they didn't give Kamala Harris, didn't have to go to the DNC. When Kamala Harris didn't have to go to the convention, they stole democracy. So the Democrats have been going along on this path, and it's very easy for some of us to see how they move like a snake because they've been moving like this. So what do? They lied about the Russia hoax. Tulsi Gabbard this morning said that Barack Obama knew that the files that they were going to print. See, remember when Trump said that this whole conspiracy thing about Epstein was created by Comey, Obama, and that whole team? The reason why Trump said that, because that team, in his tweet, was the same team that created the Russia hoax. And knowingly, remember when Comey got fired because of the letter that was why Hillary Clinton, a lot of people say Hillary Clinton lost because the FBI director printed some fake BS, but they have been doing this so long. They have been creating fake documents, fake dossiers for so long and getting away with it, that he just got on TV and everybody's like, we never seen an FBI director get on TV and read something like this before. And Hillary Clinton couldn't believe it. And the whole world watched this political theater. And so when Trump says, hey, they doing it again because it's 2025, we need to worry about Israel, we need to worry about Ukraine, we need to worry about Russia, we need to worry about Iran. But instead the Democrats want to float in a nothing burger and sandbag my presidency with something that happened in 2002. I said last week, I said the predicate acts in the 2019 conviction came from 2002 and 2005. Alex Acosta gave him a sweetheart deal in 2008. I said, if you wanted to cry, you should have cried in 2008. Where was everybody? Oh, I can't believe I voted for Trump. Why did I vote? Why weren't you crying in 2008? Wait a minute, because Obama was president in 2008? What about in 2009? Why weren't you crying over the Epstein victims in wait a minute, because Obama was president in 2009? Why weren't you crying in 2010? Why weren't you crying and saying, release the Epstein in 2013? Oh, wait a minute. Obama was president. Obama was president. Do you know Hillary Clinton was secretary? Do you know when Bill Clinton was flying around on that jet after the 2018 sweetheart deal, the 2008 sweetheart deal, Hillary Clinton's in the White House. Hillary Clinton's in the White House, but her husband is on the plane and Obama is president, and Jeffrey Epstein could do whatever he wants when Obama was president. Why weren't you crying? Where were your tears? Where were your tears? That's all I said last week. Last week, all I asked everybody is, why weren't you crying in 2008 when you got the sweetheart deal? But you know what's a better question? Why weren't you crying in 2009? Why weren't you crying? See, because in 2009, Hillary Clinton and Obama could have went and knocked on his door because he was on the list and they should have been checking on him. Hello? He shouldn't have been able to do no more bad things under Obama and Hillary Clinton. See, why weren't you crying? Why isn't anyone mad at Obama and Hillary for not knocking on his door and going to that island and saying, hey, you're on a list. You're on a list, buddy. What that girl doing in here? Because nobody had tears in 2009. Nobody had tears in 2010. But they had tears in 2025. This is what I was telling you last week. I said it's a nothing burger. And today I'm educating you on what the political strategy was the entire time. The entire time it was a political strategy by the loser Democrats to sandbag Donald Trump presidency. It was a loser, because they lost the big, beautiful bill. 6 months. He's only been president 6 months. He had 90 executive orders. The big, beautiful bill is the largest legislation in the last 10 years. You think if you was a Democrat and you was a constituent and you were going to lose think about what they try to scare you. They said you're going to lose Medicaid. You're going to lose your health care, right? The big, beautiful bill, you're supposed to be scared because you're going to lose your health care. You're going to lose your Social Security. You're going to lose. Well, if I'm a Democrat and I'm going to lose all this stuff, I should be holding the Democrats responsible. Don't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Hello. If I'm a Democrat and I'm losing my Social Security and I'm losing Medicaid, I should be pissed at AOC. I should be pissed at Jasmine Crockett because I'm losing, right? But what do you get? What does AOC give you? She doesn't give you your Medicaid. She don't give you food stamps. What is AOC going to give you? AOC is going to give you a conspiracy about an Epstein list because they lost. They lost the big, beautiful bill. And now you got to go to work. No more handouts. Now you got to go to work. No more handouts. And the Democrats, instead of getting jobs, and the Democrats, instead of being behind the tariffs and getting rid of Walmart and getting jobs, they don't want to get you jobs. They want to get you upset. The Democrats don't want to get you jobs. They want to get you upset. I don't want to be upset, Democrat. I need a job, Democrat. I need the minimum wage to be upraised, Democrat. I don't need your feelings. I don't need your help with the Epstein list. God bless the victims. But what I do need is a job. How about that? How about that, Democrat? And where were you when they were passing the big, beautiful bill? I'm speaking from the perspective of a Democratic constituent. Where were you, Jasmine Crockett, when they passed the big, beautiful bill? Where were you, AOC? Oh, you were worried about Epstein? That ain't what I sent you there for. Do you understand? They are playing you. If you voted Democrat, you are losing and you are getting played. You are getting played like a piano, like the piano man. It's the piano man. Piano, piano, piano man. That's what's happening for you Democrats. They are playing you every Monday morning, a new circle to spin you in, a new, what they call it. You know what they call it? They call it a spin cycle. I didn't make it up. Hey, we got news shows called the No Spin Zone. Why do they have a show called the No Spin Zone? Because the Democrats and the liberals who've had power put you in a fucking cycle every Monday morning and get you all tethered up. You got to pay your bills, man. You got to take your kids. You know, school is starting back. Do you have money for school clothes? Do you have money for school clothes? Do you have money for school shoes? Do you have money for a new laptop? Some of us got to buy a new laptop. Some of us have to buy 2 new laptops. Some of us have to buy 3 new laptops. Do you have money for school clothes? Because you don't get paid extra money in July and August. They don't give you extra money in America, even though they know your kids got to go back to school. You don't get extra money this month. How many people got to buy school clothes, school shoes, a brand new laptop? It's a lot of player haters in the building. It's a lot of player haters in the building. Double tap and hit the like. If you in the building, double tap and hit the like. You notice we don't have enough monkey wrenches in the chat because we don't have enough people. Double tap and hit the like. I need more likes. We got to get the likes up and get the thing out. Get more people. I just want to say to everybody watching right now, I was right. I was right. I was right. I told you so. I told you so. Did you see my thumbnail? It's Trump on the side saying, I told you so. I told you so. I told you my daddy was coming home. I told you my daddy was coming home. I told you so. Y'all didn't listen to me. Y'all didn't listen. I told you so. I told you so. I told you I was right. I was right. Come on now. Everybody upset. Who's your daddy? Lost but not alone. You're alone. You're alone in that chat right now. Lost but not alone. Behavior bender. I'm sorry. Don't need them. Hakeem, lost but not alone. Hakeem, calm down. I'm fired up. I'm fired up and ready to go. Let's go, Trump. Let's go. I'm fired up and I'm fired. See, what's happened is you two used to Sleepy Joe. All you guys in the chat want to go to sleep. Well, Joe Biden is not here. Let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden and Sleepy Joe is not here. This ain't that show. We talking about 6 months and the whole world is upside down. We talking about 90 executive orders in 90 days. We talking about the biggest legislation in the last 10 years. What have they been saying? 7 trillion, 9 trillion. The one big beautiful bill in the first 6 months. In the first 6 months, we talking about productivity over here, baby. We talking about shining. Look how shiny my face is. Look at how shiny I am. We talking about being productivity over here. 6 months, man. 6 months. You want to go back to sleep. You want a president that fell asleep on the stage. You want a president that had cognitive decline. Tell me right now, you guys, when did the cognitive decline start? When did the cognitive decline start for everybody out there who want to go back? Go back. How far back? Way back to sleep. Y'all want to go back to sleep? Everybody in the chat who want to go back to sleep, put a hand up. I don't want to go back to sleep. I want my president to be productive. Do you guys understand that President Trump is 70 years old, a billionaire, got a Playboy bunny wife, and he's been at work every day. He working 12-hour days. He works more than you. Tell me why a 70-year-old billionaire is working so hard. Can anybody tell me why a 70-year-old billionaire is working so hard? And then when you be able to answer that, then you could probably answer why it is you hate him so much. Because I can't figure it out. Sleepy Joe falling asleep. We got a 70-year-old billionaire. He got money. He could just do whatever he want. He could be on a rocket ship. He got a friend with a rocket ship. Who thinks I'm playing in the chat? He got a friend with a rocket ship. Donald Trump is a billionaire. He don't have to be president. He don't have to be ridiculed. He's working hard every day, 12 hours a day, 90 executive orders, the big, beautiful bill. He saved people in space, Doge. All this is in the first 6 months. Do you know you have so much to talk? We got so much fodder. It's only been 6 months. It's only been, we just celebrated the first 100 days. Do you guys understand? It's just July. We got 4 years of Trump. Do you guys, I don't think because the Democrats want to distract you from the actual policy and the reality. Do you guys understand? We got 4 years. 4 years. All of this has happened because think about it. Do you understand why the bar is so high? Because your Sleepy Joe let so much go wrong. He let the problem with the Ukraine proliferate. So we wanted Trump to fix everything day one. It's only been 6 months. Things got so bad. Under the last administration, 20 million people came into the country. Things got so bad during the last administration. $15,000 on the EBT card to people who just came here. People got so frustrated. 20 people running into a Macy's, breaking windows and stealing, and people saying, well, if it's under $1,000, they can't be prosecuted. Things got so bad. We were so fed up that when Trump came into office, we wanted him to fix everything right away because there was so much wrong. There was so people could shoplift $1,000, right? People could steal. People could break the law. Democratic cities were going bankrupt, homelessness, feces on the ground. You couldn't walk down the street, people leaving LA. Hundreds of thousands of people left California. Can we be honest? Do you guys want to have an honest talk? 400,000 people left California. The governor of Utah said, we don't want nobody else from California coming. Texas said, we don't want nobody else from California. Do y'all remember that? Texas said, don't come to Texas. Utah said, don't come to Utah. Gavin Newsom created an environment where Tesla could not build a brand new plant in California. Tesla had to go to Texas. Not because people in the chat might say, okay, people move. Tesla, a $1 billion company. We needed that company. I live in California. We needed Elon Musk to build Tesla in California. He left. Elon Musk left. This is a reality of how bad it got. It got so bad that we needed Trump, that Democrats voted for Trump, and we wanted him to fix everything on day one, like magic. This, you saying me, I need a daddy? No, you need a daddy because you wanted Trump to fix everything on day one. It's only been 6 months. He's a human, and you want him to never make a mistake. You want him to fix all of your problems. You want him to pay your rent. You want him to pay your health care. You want him to feed your kids breakfast before school. Think about what you're asking some president to do. You won't do it for yourself. You won't do it for your kids, but you want him to do the Department of Education. You want him through Head Start. You want him through Medicaid. You want him to take care of you and wipe your ass. And you want him to do it the first day. But you didn't ask that of Biden. You didn't say, Brandon, hey, Brandon, gas is $8. Gas is $8. Let's go, Brandon. You didn't say gas is $8, man. You didn't say eggs. Eggs is $8. Hey, what happened to the eggs being so high? I remember before January, before 6 months ago, before my president became president, eggs was $12. Who paid over 10 in the chat right now? No more trolls, no more kids. People who buy groceries, tell me right now, everybody who spent over $10 on a dozen eggs. I need to know right now, no BS. Tell me right now who spent over $10 on a dozen eggs. In 2024, I want to know how much was the most you spent on a dozen eggs. Then tell me how much you spend for gas in 2024. And we're going to do a comparison. Let's do a comparison. Let's stop trolling. Let's stop saying cute things in the chat. I want to know from people who go to work every day how much you pay for eggs in 2024 and how much you pay for eggs today. How much you pay for gas in 2024 and how much you pay for gas today. See, I see that. I saw that lost but not alone. See, you won't answer the real question, probably because you don't pay bills and you don't buy eggs. It's so obvious, people who don't pay bills and don't buy eggs. But there is a single mom who doesn't qualify for welfare. Do you guys know that there are single mothers who can't get welfare because they work too much? I want to know how much you pay for eggs, how much you pay for gas, huh? Let's stop trolling each other. Do you know this a real thing? And then people make up lies in the chat. And then people make up lies in the chat. There is no news about eggs right now. There is no news about eggs right now. No one is worrying about eggs right now, but you were. There was a shortage on eggs. But you can't be honest. There was a shortage on eggs. Do you remember? There was a shortage and you paid a premium for eggs. I remember I stopped buying them in 2024. Why can't we be honest about the country we live in? How much you pay for gas under Brandon? How much did you pay for gas? I know how much it got to be in LA. It was $8 a gallon. It was $8 a gallon. In California, a whole metro city burnt up when we had water. Let's be honest about what really happened. It's only been 6 months, and it was so bad in the country, you wanted Donald Trump to fix everything on day one. And because he's been fixing everything, the Democrats don't have a leg to stand on. You know what? If you don't like Trump, you should be able to say, why haven't you had a meeting with Netanyahu? Wait a minute. He had 3 meetings with Bibi to get peace in Israel. So you know what the Democrats have to say? Oh, he's working with Bibi. But if Biden never had a broker for peace. Biden never did meet with Zelensky in the White House. Trump met with Zelensky day one because he told us he would. Trump met with Zelensky day one, and he started negotiating peace within the first 30 days of his presidency. Trump started negotiating peace he didn't go to Mar-a-Lago. Trump started negotiating peace in the first 30 days. That's what he promised. He met with Bibi 3 times, but they got to say that's a bad thing. But what if he never met with Bibi? What if he never met with Zelensky? Answer me that. Which one would you prefer? Which one would you prefer? That he never discussed peace? Because Biden, I don't remember a summit with Biden and Bibi Netanyahu. I don't remember a summit with Biden and Zelensky. I did see Trump and JD Vance tell Zelensky that the money is cut off. Zelensky, get your shit together. Zelensky, don't tell America how we gonna feel. We gonna feel good. I do remember Trump and JD Vance telling Zelensky within the first 3 months. See, this is the thing. Do you guys know that happened in the first 3 months of their presidency? They got 4 years. Do you know they had Zelensky and put him in check? They told, and then, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started with the truth bombs. This is the first 3 months They already had Zelensky in the White House because they promised, because there was so much bad in the world. We scared of World War III. Do you know we were all scared? The Democrat tactic is to scare you. The Democrats' tactic is to scare you. The Democrats' tactic is to scare you and keep you scared. That's why they didn't talk about peace. So we all thought World War III was coming. And then Trump gets in office and all of a sudden, no one is scared anymore. We got to go to work. Trump is negotiating peace from day one. He's only been in office 6 months. How long has the conflict in Ukraine? How long? How long? And how bad did Brandon Sleepy Joe let the conflict? And then he is the one who allowed and lied to Putin about NATO proliferation. This whole thing happened because he broke a promise. He broke a NATO promise and lied to Putin about NATO proliferation. Remember we talked about the Azov battalion? Remember I told you about what happened in 2014? Can anybody in the chat tell me who was president in 2014? Because you want Trump to fix this. You want Trump to fix this overnight, but it's very important to know the history. Who was president in 2014? No, how about this, everybody in the chat? Who was vice president? Who was vice president in 2014? Who was vice? Because see, something very important happened in 2014 in Ukraine that has to do with the conflict in 2025. Do you understand what I'm saying about 2014 in Ukraine, in the Azov battalion, and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden playing in the backyard of the Ukraine? Do you know what happened in the Ukraine in 2014? There was a overthrow. And see, there was a Nazi gang, the Azov battalion. See, they didn't start off as military. They weren't sanctioned in the beginning. They were just a bunch of rebel rousers, just a bunch of rowdy kids running around the Ukraine starting trouble with nationalist and Nazi ideals, the Azov battalion. But when 2014 came around, just like we gave money to Hamas, just like we gave money to the Taliban, we thought it would be smart to train and fund these neo-Nazi nationalists and arm them like soldiers. Did anybody know about the Azov battalion and when we militarized the Nazis? Oh, the Democrats did it. You don't remember when the Democrats militarized the Nazis in we don't talk about this. We're talking about modern times. The American Democrats weaponized Nazis and militarized Nazis in Ukraine. So the Azov battalion, who was a nationalist Nazi gang, became actually real military. They through help from the United States to overthrow the government, the Azov battalion became military. They used to be criminals. Think about what I'm saying. The Democrats love criminals, bro. The Democrats love criminals. If it's Taliban, I don't care who it is. The Democrats love criminals. So the Democrats take neo-Nazi nationalist criminals and turn them into an elite Delta Force, part of the Ukrainian army. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know when we are giving guns and weapons that we're giving guns and weapons to Nazis? Who knew that? Who knew that? Who knew that in the chat? Who knows about the Azov battalion? So I'm lying about the Azov. Do we need to go to Grok? Do the Azov battalion have neo-Nazi roots? Have neo-Nazi roots? We're going to ask Grok. The Azov battalion, now the Azov Bridge with Ukraine National Guard, have been subject of many controversy regarding origins and alleged ties to neo-Nazi, right? Origins. The Azov battalion originated in 2014 as a volunteer unit combat Russia-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine. It stemmed from ultra-nationalists. Does anybody know what an ultra-nationalist? Imagine being not white reading this stuff. Do you know what an ultra-nationalist patriot of Ukraine? That's a Nazi. That's a Nazi. That's a racist. They can't even say it. What? I never even heard the term ultra-nationalist. Why do they go so far to not say what they are? I said nationalist. I said nationalist. I know the vernacular. I know how they change and they use terminology to trick people to say, oh, they're not Nazi racist. Everybody hashtag. That's a new one. That's a new one. So the Azov Battalion is ultra-nationalist. Well, I don't want to see no ultra-nationalist. God, dog, man. This is why they get scared of AI, because they program AI with this BS. Just say they're racist Nazis. Ultra-nationalists. Where is this coming from? Ultra-nationalist patriot. That's the nicest way to say white racist I've ever heard in my life. Ultra nationalist patriot. That's what, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Everybody in the chat, you guys must agree with ultra nationalist patriot of Ukraine organization and the neo-Nazi. Listen to everybody in the chat. Listen, and the neo-Nazi. So they called them, this is the name they gave themselves. The computer and white sympathizers call them ultra-nationalists. Do you know what they call themselves? I'm going to read you what they call themselves. Okay? Do you want to know what they call themselves? They call themselves, the name they give themselves, not the name that the white sympathizers give them. They said, call us the Neo-Nazi Socialist National Assembly, SNA group. That's the name they chose. The name they chose is the Neo-Nazi Social National Assembly. That's what they called themselves. The Azov Battalion called themselves in 2014 the Neo-Nazi Social Nationalist Assembly. The symbolism: battalion symbol, a black wolf's angel, resembles symbols used by some Nazi units. Again, sympathizing. Okay, they use Nazi symbols. We gave them the training. We gave them guns. We gave them, this is the Ukraine under Democrats. All I'm doing is giving you a timeline. I'm not even picking sides. I'm not picking sides. You guys listen. I'm not picking sides. I'm just giving you a timeline. I'm just telling you this is what happened in the Ukraine in 2014. I'm not picking sides. The Ukraine in 2014 had a neo-Nazi gang, but the gang became part of the army. Didn't I say that? I'm just backing it up with the research. The gang became part of the army, but I wasn't done telling you that the leader of the Azov Battalion became part of the parliament. See, this was a deal, and the United States was part of all of this. Your government, Biden, Obama, and Hillary was a part of all of this. These neo-Nazis got enveloped into the military and to the government that is now being supported by the United States. And the head of the Azov Battalion became part of the parliament. And when he did an interview and they asked him, what is your goal? He said he wants a race war. I'm not making it up. Founders' views. Andrew Brzezinski, the Azov Battalion founder, reportedly stated his goal was to lead the white race to a world in a final crusade. I'm going to read that again. Founder Andrew Brzezinski, the Azov Battalion's founder, reportedly stated goal was to lead the white races of the world in a final crusade. That is, y'all want to see it? Who thinks I'm making it up? Y'all want to see it? Y'all, because this is the Democrats. This is the Democrats. Founders' views. Andriy Brzezinski, the Azov Battalion's founder, reportedly stated his goal was to lead the white races of the world in a final crusade. Who? I do my research, brother. I do my research. I said this before I read it. I said this before AI. I told you that 2025, it was so bad in 2024 that 80 to 90% of the people voted for Trump. I'm giving you why. I'm giving you why we all voted for Trump, because the Democrats allowed things to get so bad going back to 2014. See, we can't just, do you understand it's only been 6 months? Donald Trump has only been president 6 months. You want him to fix a problem going back to 2014. Do y'all remember the phone call with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, and they was on the power company, and the vice president was doing a quid pro quo to get his son a deal with this power company in the Ukraine? Do y'all remember? We all heard that phone call. We know what the Democrats do. So they were playing in the back door of the Ukraine, and Putin got tired of it. Everybody wants to blame Putin. Everybody wants to blame Putin, but the truth is, America helped the proliferation of let me say it right, ultra nationalists, patriots. America helped them. And the founder of these neo-nationalists, America helped proliferate, weaponize, empower ultra-nationalist patriots. And the founder said his goal, this is who we train. I showed you, I'm not making it up. This is who we're giving the guns to. How many people knew who this is we're giving? I need 100 likes. Why don't want to have 100 likes? Tumble times, fascism has been a defect for cult leader. It's not funny while you're laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny. I need 100 likes. Double tap, hit the like. We don't have 100 likes. We got to get this message out. We got to get this truth bomb out. Double tap, hit the like. And if you haven't subscribed, I know you want to subscribe. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. The like button and the subscribe button is free. And yes, my wife just texted me and said, do I want something to eat? Yes, I didn't see the whole text, but I'm hungry. You can't tell I'm hungry. I wake up hungry. At night when I'm breathing and sleeping, I sleep hungry. I sleep hungry. I wake up hungry. Don't ask me if I'm hungry. You know, sometimes women like making jokes, and women like to pick on you. Women like to pick. Do I look hungry? Anybody in the chat, don't I look hungry? When have I ever not been hungry? Come on now. She gonna text me, do I want some? That's like asking me, do I want to have sex? Yes, I want to have, what? Do I want to have sex? Yes. Yeah. Do I want some? You don't ask someone who looks like this, do I want some? I want it. I want seconds. I want to help it. I want double 2 scoops, please. Let me have another. I want it all. Load me up. Double me up. So let's get back to Trump. Man, it's a podcast, man. Everybody gets so caught up with the facts, because think about what Trump talks about. Trump talks about fake news. It's not really fake news. You know what I realized doing this podcast? It's a lack of information. It's not fake news. It becomes fake news when they don't give the entire story. You know about the Ukraine and Russia conflict, but do you really? Think about what I'm teaching you this morning. You think you know about the Ukraine and Russia conflict, but obviously from the reaction where she say the trolls are out today. Yes, they are, but I love them. Thank you to all the trolls. I love you. Thank you for watching and supporting. Subscribe, come back every day, top of the mid-morning. We're going to have a great time. But think about what I'm saying. It's not really fake news. We had 90 likes. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that double tap, like, share, subscribe. Personal podcast with the blast. It better be 100 subscriptions. Hit the like button. Think about what I'm saying to you, bro. It's not fake news. It's obviously the lack of news. We don't really have journalism anymore. You got to come to YouTube to find out who the Azov Battalion is. You got to come to YouTube to understand that the leader of the Azov Battalion wants a final crusade. Now, remember I told you that he ended up in the parliament? Do you want me to Google that? Do you want me to Google whether or not Andrew Brzezinski ended up in the parliament? Because that's another claim I made. Do you want to know if I was lying? Do you want this? Because this is not fake news. It's the lack of news. I said to you that this guy ended up in the parliament. A Nazi, a self-proclaimed Nazi, ended up in the parliament. Is a Ukraine far-right politician. He is a leader of a political party, the National Corps. He was the first commander of the volunteer militia. He was the first commander of the volunteer militia Azov Battalion, which he founded in 2014 and co-founder of the nationalist movement. Now, I want to know if he ever was in the parliament. Let's ask, was he in the parliament? Was he in the parliament? Was he in? Because I told you he got into parliament after being the leader of the Azov Battalion. That was part of. Yes, Andrew Brzezinski was a member of the Ukraine parliament. What? He was elected in 2014 and served until 2019. Now that's, wait, explain that to me. How can he, wait, I just read to you that Andrew, he created the Azov Battalion in 2014. Didn't we just read that? Wiki just said he was the creator of the Azov Battalion in 2014. But now it's telling me he was elected as parliament in 2014. Maybe I'm telling the truth. Did you know these things, bro? This guy was in the parliament from 2014 to 2019. He pushed the conflict. He wanted the war with Russia. He wants a World War III. He wants a global war of whites. This is why. Do y'all even know why we in a conflict? Do y'all know we in a race war? Do you know this happened under the Democrats? Do you know the person they call a racist, Donald Trump, is trying to stop this? Do you remember when Donald Trump told Zelensky that America's going to be fine and America's not going to help you anymore? Donald Trump is supposed to be a racist, but he wants to stop these guys. These guys came to power under the Democrats. The Azov Battalion, Andrew Brzezinski, they all came to power under Biden and Obama. Obama's supposed to be the first black president. Obama's supposed to be the first black president. Obama is supposed to be the first black president. But the first black president is the one who brings back the Nazis. The first black president is the guy who will be remembered in history for remilitarizing the Nazi party. But we can't have a real talk. We can't have a real talk because no one knows the truth. Because when I say to you who's president in 2014, for some of you, it takes you too long. Some of you, it takes you too long to recognize who was president. Obama was president for 2 terms. Obama was president for 8 years. He was president during this time. In 2014, who was president? Who was president? Democrats allowed the Ukraine issue to proliferate. So when I say to you, I know there's trolls in the chat and they will say he's doing too much. But when I say to you that the Democrats allow the Ukraine to proliferate, to be such a bad problem that 80 to 90% of the people voted for Trump and that we expected Trump to solve it on day one. This is the historical record to my argument this morning, that this problem started in 2014. This problem involves NATO proliferation, Nazi proliferation, Hunter Biden proliferation. This is some cold, calculated, sick stuff. And it got to be so bad that Democrats voted for Trump. It got to be so bad that 80-90% of the people voted because we were scared we were going to World War III. We were scared we were scared Russia was going to drop a bomb. We were scared we were going to World War III. So we voted in Trump and we wanted Trump to solve it. He's only been president 6 months. He's only been president 6 months. We wanted Trump to solve the Ukraine problem that proliferated from Obama to Biden since 2014, over 10 years. You wanted Trump to solve that overnight. Now, who is the one whining? Who is the one who wants a daddy? Can you tell me, after I gave you that good history, who wants a daddy? I'm going to tell you who wants a daddy. You want a daddy. Who wants a daddy? Huh? Who wants a daddy? Who wants them to wipe their ass? Who wants somebody to wipe their ass? Who didn't hold their own ass clean? Huh? The Democrats. The Democrats. The Democrats want someone else to clean their ass and clean up their mess. The Democrats was playing around in Ukraine, getting Hunter Biden jobs and millions. Hunter Biden sleeping with prostitutes. Hunter Biden doing drugs. The Democrats was playing around in the Ukraine. The Democrats didn't listen to Putin. The Democrats didn't believe that he didn't want to go with NATO in the Ukraine. Kamala Harris talking about NATO and Ukraine being part of NATO, knowing that was a non-starter. Kamala Harris, who they didn't even take to the Democratic Convention. See, this didn't just start overnight. Do y'all remember when Kamala Harris was up there talking that shit, talking about Ukraine could be part of NATO and all that shit? Putin wasn't having that shit. The Democrats pushed this shit, bro. The Democrats pushed this shit going back to 2014. And no one's being honest. The Democrat pushed this conflict going back to 2014. And soon as Trump came in, Trump trying to end it. Now, if Trump was a war hawk, now think about this. Trump didn't have to do anything. He's only been in office 6 months. If Trump wanted war and Trump wanted conflict, why not just kick back? We allow Biden to do nothing. If the American public allowed Biden to do nothing, if Trump wanted more war and conflict, why not just kick back? Why not just kick back? If Trump wanted more war, why not just kick back? Instead, he got Zelensky. And then you know what else was beautiful about that meeting? That he had J.D. Vance. Those of us who support Trump and J.D. Vance, I was very happy because I talked to you about the proximity to power. And it was very important because Trump is only going to be president 4 years. And if you believe in J.D. Vance being the future leader of America, it's important that Zelensky understand that the next person you're going to have to see is going to be me, punk. Trump is here right now, punk. You know, like Spike, J.D. Vance was on the side like Spike. Yeah, punk. Yeah, punk. That's my brother. That's my big brother, punk. That's how J.D. Vance was on the side. And I like that. You know why I like that? Because Trump is only going to be president for 4 years. And Zelensky needed to know that even after Trump is done, we got another person to follow up this same ideology. We ain't having none of that bullshit. We going to be okay. Don't come to the White House telling us how we going to feel. Don't come. This happened in the first 3 months. We talking today about only 6 months, but Trump checked Zelensky in the first 900 days, bro. What president has been that productive? He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to come into the presidency kicking ass and taking names. He didn't have to do that, but he did. He promised you that he would fix the Ukraine. Did he not make that a campaign promise? Did he not make that a campaign promise? Day one, I'm going to fix the Ukraine. So guess what he did? In the first 90 days, he had Zelensky in the White House. How many times? He promised us he would fix conflict. He's had Bibi Netanyahu 3 times. Now, people get upset about the Iran. But if you watch my podcast, I broke down to you why the Iran decision was the right decision. Let's talk about Iran. Let's talk about Iran and why dropping those bombs on those nuclear facilities in Iran was the right decision. I said, even in the short, that got thousands of views right now, I said it was a good decision because Trump reminded the world and Trump reminded Americans of who America was. See, under the Democrat strategy is to scare you. The Democrats want you scared so they can get you to go along with all this crazy tampons on the wall, boys get to be girls, men in the library reading weird books to kids. How do they get you to go along with that? They scare you. The Democrats scare you into submission. Do you hear what I'm saying? The Democrats scare you into, oh, you don't like people, or you don't have tolerance. If you don't allow all this crazy weird shit, we're gonna scare you and do what? Cancel you. It's all fear. Have you heard anything about cancel culture during the presidency of Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump don't lead with fear. During the Democrats, there's all cancel culture. And cancel culture feeds off fear. The trolls in the chat, they still think it's 2024. They still think they want to scare me. Think about how the internet works. They troll you. They're trying to scare you, to get you off topic. It's all about fear. You should fear me in the chat. I'm powerful in the chat. You ain't shit. You Twitter fingers in the chat. I don't give a fuck about nobody in the chat. Fuck them all. See, this is the thing. They want to troll you, and the Democrats want to scare you. They want to scare you into submission so you don't think, so you cannot think about the fact that Trump has been super productive. They want you to be with the Epstein non-list. They want you to be mad. Again, fear and anger. Anybody ever been to school? Anybody ever studied this stuff? Fear and anger go hand in hand. So when they can't scare you, they want to make you mad. And there's a lot of people mad in the chat. They don't even know what they're mad at because they don't have any facts. But this is the Democrat tactic. That's why today's thumbnail is showing you sandbagging. And what it means, you got Trump underneath all of these hoaxes. We got Trump. You can't even see Trump because the Democrats want to cover up all the productivity. Think about the Democrats want to cover up cover up their lack of productivity. The Democrats haven't given you anything. The Democrats have not been productive. Even when Biden was president, they couldn't get nothing passed. So the Democrats want to cover up Trump's productivity, and they want to cover up their lack of productivity. So what do? They say, the victims, and they pay comedians. Why was it all comedians? Because they had comedians and they don't make no money. That's why they doing podcasts, because they not funny and they can't make money in the comedy club. So they come online and they're propagandists. Dave Smith, Tim Dillon pivoted, but all you hack comedians, you can't make money doing comedy, so you do a podcast and you take money from the left. Dave Smith, one day you a liberal, and one day, Dave Smith, all you hack comedians. Because that's what's happening. That's why everybody is so mad. Because the liberals, it's a lot of billionaires. There's a lot of tech billionaires that are Democrats, and they pay the podcasters. Candace Owens said it's a lot of money floating around. It's a lot of money floating around for people to flip on Trump, for people to go along with the propaganda and to get people angry. Get people angry. Oh, I want the list. I want the list. There is no list. There is no list. Everybody crying. I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for this. So let me read it. Let's burger. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, there is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein had a client list or blackmail high-profile individuals. I'll read it again. There is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein had a client list or blackmail individuals. Now think about this, man. It was ludicrous to begin with, man. So what they wanted you to believe is that he had a little black book. This is the same theory with Diddy. And it was the same narrative push. And then Diddy went innocent because there was a nothing burger and there was no evidence. Mark Garagos told us a year ago, there is no freak off. Why are they bringing up baby oil? There was no freak offs. There was never a freak offs. Do you guys know that Diddy trial went on for 2 years and they lied to the public? Again, the Democrats, the Southern District of New York and the Democrats lied to the American people and made the American people think that Sean Diddy Combs was having, but not, listen, because this helps the Jeffrey Epstein story. Listen, they lied to you and told you that Sean Combs was having celebrity sex parties. It doesn't work if Sean is not having sex parties with Beyonce, J-Lo, but they weren't able to prove it. There was never video of these celebrity sex parties because what everybody wanted, because our lives got so bad, we wanted someone to pay for how bad, how much gas was, how much eggs was, how inflation was affecting us. So we wanted to crucify Diddy. This is the public. They were giving you red meat. Diddy was the red meat to distract you from what was really going on with your life. And we wanted to believe that celebrities were having parties and sleeping. If celebrities wanted to have a sex party, why would they film it? And why would they have minors? It never made sense. Why would they film it? And why would they film it with a minor? But the American people needed that story because our life had got so bad. Our life had got so bad, and then it gives credence. Listen, it gives credence to this idea that Jeffrey Epstein did this on the white side because we use racism. The Democrats want to use racism. The Democrats want us to not love each other as Americans. I don't see a difference between blacks and whites, Latinos. We're all Americans, especially if we go abroad. We're all one people. But the Democrats want to separate us. I've been going. The list is real and Trump is on it. I just read to you that there is no list. There's no list. There's no list. I'm sorry if you feel like there's no freak off video and there's no Epstein list. There's no freak off video. A lot of people want Diddy. They believe Diddy is guilty. And they believe that the celebrities were having these celebrity sex parties. But what actually happened was Sean filmed him and his girlfriend. Sean filmed him and Cassie. That's it. Sean filmed him and Cassie and maybe one other person. Mark Geragos told us that a year ago, that there were no freak off tapes. There were never. The federal government, the Democrats gave you a narrative. Baby oil, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. It was all a narrative. It was all a hoax. It's just like Jeffrey Epstein. There's no Epstein video. There's no Epstein list. There's no Diddy freak off. Drewski did not slip and slide on the back of some girl. Drewski, Odell Beckham, what did they say? Drewski, Odell Beckham, Jaguar Wright in Orinda, California had a slip and slide party on the back of a girl. It never happened. Let me give you more evidence. Let me give you more evidence. Because a lot of the people who hate Trump had to come clean. A lot of the people that hate Trump had to come clean and admit there is no list. Listen what I'm gonna tell you. There is no client list. There are documents from 2008 and 2009 when Obama was president that Obama never released. There are documents from the conviction in 2019 that the Democrats never released. Are you listening? There are documents from the court case that has people's names in it, but there is no client list. There was never a list. It was political strategy by the Democrats. It's called sandbagging. It's the same thing Tulsi Gabbard is saying Obama did when he released the dossier, the Russia dossier. It put a sandbagging means I'm going to weigh down your reputation. I'm going to tell a lie about you that's going to be so bad that people can't think about you without thinking about the lie that I told. So I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to do my best to bring down your momentum because you've done too much in 6 months. Donald Trump has done so much in 6 months that they want to sandbag him. Look at my thumbnail. They want to cover up his productivity. He's done so much in 6 months. They want to sandbag him with these fake stories. But if you're a Democrat, what you should want is policy. If you are a Democrat, what you should require from your leaders is policy. If you believe the big, beautiful bill was going to affect your Medicaid, the Epstein list is not going to. What did I say last week? I said there's nothing at the end of this rainbow for you. There's no Medicaid at the end of the Epstein conspiracy rainbow. There's no EBT at the end of the Epstein. Do you guys understand what I'm saying to you? Because that's what you should be asking the Democrats. What happened to my EBT? What happened to my Medicaid? What happened to Head Start? What happened to the Department of Education? Hello, hello, hello. You want to ask about the Epstein list? I thought you wanted to know about the Department of Education. I thought you was mad about the Department of Education. I thought you was mad about federal layoffs. I thought you was mad about Doge and federal layoffs. I thought you was mad about teachers. I thought you was mad about Medicaid. I thought you was mad about food stamps. You don't care about food stamps. Great, great. All of my Republicans in the chat, remember they said they do not care about food stamps. Remember the Democrat liberals, they didn't care about food stamps. They wanted the Epstein list. They didn't care about the Department of Education. They wanted the Epstein list. They never really cared about EBT. They wanted the Epstein list. Remember that. Remember that in 2026 when it's time to vote. When they don't have nothing. When Jasmine Crockett is coming around. Oh, Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump did that. Donald Trump took away this. You better vote for me because Donald Trump gonna take away. What he gonna take away, Jasmine? Please tell me how your campaign. What is your campaign in 2026, Jasmine? Tell me, Jasmine Crockett, in 2026, you better vote for me because Trump gonna take away. He already took it. Go to work. That's what Trump said. Trump said go to work. So what are you going to tell your constituents in 2026? Trump didn't release the Epstein list. That's all she has. I am educating you on political strategy and political theater this morning so you understand in 2026 when they start coming out with this BS and they start whining and crying like everybody in the chat, they don't have nothing for you. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. Vote for me or Trump will do what? Pass the big beautiful bill? He already passed it. Why should we vote for you, Jasmine? Why should we vote for you, Jasmine? He already passed the big, beautiful bill. Huh? Why would you vote for any Democrat? What do you get out the deal? What do you get out the deal? Let me give you some more evidence.
Some of the names in the Epstein Black Book actually turned out he never met them, right? So what Epstein files are, and there's been, boy, yeah, it's a big FOIA question. So
listen.
I mean, it can take forever in the Department of Justice, and there are various classification rules. This leads, remember there was redactions in the Epstein files, and even then it has to go through review of the FOIA officer. This is not really something that we'll ever find out via FOIA. And then, that's almost impossible.
Got it. And then secondly, when people talk about the word or say Epstein files, are they generally referring to this secret indictment? Is that the bulk of it, or are there so many other pieces?
I'm trying to find the secret indictment details here. It's just, the sealed federal indictment prepared by the Southern District of New York that led to his eventual July 2019 arrest. This was under seal in later June. So this basically goes back to the indictment that was prior to the non-prosecution agreement. That's what I'm talking about.
Why are you tripping over your words?
That is not what the Epstein supposed files are.
Okay.
And this is the other problem. Nobody really knows what the Epstein files are.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's a nothing burger. I'm going to play it. Nobody really knows what the Epstein files are, right? That's at 115.28. What can we take it back to? That was 115.28. Let's go back to 115.26. Okay, let's listen again. Let's listen again.
Files are, and there's been this bastardization again of this idea of the black book and the so-called client list. Right. I'm telling you, it doesn't work like that. Like there are names.
Okay. Okay. Monday morning, they had to admit there is no black book. It doesn't work that way. Nobody knows because it doesn't exist. They had to admit it. This is a viral interview. Everybody is talking about this Andrew Schultz interview and this guy right here, because he did a deep dive, and when asked by a regular everyday person, what do people mean by the Epstein list? He had to be honest. There is no Epstein list. No one knows what that is. And then he said about this idea of a black book, it doesn't work that way. Hello? This was all political strategy. None of this is relevant in 2025. That is what was said. You need to understand, none of this story is relevant to your everyday gas prices, egg prices, inflation, Ukraine, Iran, Russia. None of it is relevant to 2025. And you have real existential issues geopolitical issues in 2025 that we have to deal with. We have real things we should hold Donald Trump accountable for. Some of us have grandparents. You may have issues, even though you're Republican and conservative, you may not like the cuts. You may not agree with everything that was done with Medicaid. Some of us with grandparents, we may not agree with everything done on the big, beautiful bill. There are things we need to hold and there's nothing wrong with holding your leadership accountable. But the Jeffrey Epstein nothing burger is not one of them. The Jeffrey Epstein non-list is not one of them. It is a nothing burger. It is a distraction. It is a sandbag. It is a sandbag. It is a nothing burger. It is a distraction. It is not reality. It was reality in 2008 when Obama was president, when Hillary Clinton was secretary, and they did nothing. When Jeffrey Epstein was made to be on the client list and they didn't knock on his door, Hillary Clinton and Obama let Jeffrey Epstein reoffend. Did you hear what I said? I said Obama and Clinton allowed Jeffrey Epstein to reoffend. After he was convicted, after being put on a list, Obama and Hillary Clinton being in office, he was allowed to proliferate just like Ukraine and get worse. Jeffrey Epstein became worse and committed more crimes under the Democrats. But you want Trump to fix it. I'm just being honest. Look at your room. You have no reason to vote Republican. What's wrong with my room? I got my Funko Pops. Bob Marley dad was white. Bob Marley father was a white conservative. People don't be honest about the history. I got Bob Marley. Come on, man. Got my red, white, and blue. Come on, man. And it ain't even about Trump. It's about America. It's about voting for America. It's about the facts. This morning, I wanted to educate my audience on what it means to be politically sandbagged. How Tulsi Gabbard is exposing how Tulsi Gabbard is exposing how Barack Obama published the fake Russia dossier. And the Tulsi Gabbard argument is that Obama, Comey, and the Democrats published the fake Russia dossier to sandbag the Trump first term because they wanted to put a negative tinge on Trump because he was too productive. I'm saying to you, the Democrats are using the same political strategy and tactic in 2025 that they did with Obama. That's what Tulsi Gabbard is bringing out, that they are trying to use the client, non-existent Jeffrey Epstein fake news to put a negative light on the Trump productivity. 6 months. Big, beautiful bill, the largest legislation in the last 20 years. We're talking about $9 trillion in legislation. It's the largest bill that has been passed in some of your lifetime. Democrat and Republican should be talking about the one big, beautiful bill. It's that influential. It's that big of a change in your life. It's that big of legislation. Instead, the Democrats don't want you to focus on the big, beautiful bill. you should be asking yourself why? Why don't the Democrats want you to focus on and be educated about the biggest legislation you've ever seen in your life? It's the biggest legislation you ever seen in your life, and the president got it done in 6 months. He got it done in 6 months. And Biden couldn't get shit done in 4 years. Biden was asleep. You have to do an honest compare. We're Americans, bro. It doesn't matter who you like or don't like. We're Americans. We should be able to do an honest analysis. Crafting with Sandra said, you are good people. Just let them go with the perverts. If you support perverts, you should be investigated. Sick people think sick things are okay. That is a Democratic tactic. I'm talking to you, see, and then this same person is going to cry if she has to buy her grandmother medicine. She is on here trying to pull on your heartstrings, talking about sick people. Well, I'm talking about sick people too. You should be worried about Medicaid and not about a fake story and not trying to make people feel bad in the chat. See, this Crafting with Sandra wants someone to feel bad. She wants to pull on your feelings. But if she really cared, if Democrats really cared, you would be trying to fight what they are calling the biggest change to your life. You would be worried about the cuts to Medicaid. That's real sick people, not made up sick people. You would be worried about the cuts to Medicaid. I don't see her making another comment. Do you guys see her making another comment about the Medicaid cuts? This is the Democrat tactic. The Democrat tactic, that's right, the bill already passed. So if you're a Democrat and the bill already passed, you got a lot to worry about. I'm just saying, if you needed Medicaid, if you needed food stamps, you got some more serious things to worry about. Who agrees with me? If you're a Democrat and your Democrats just lost their ass and you're now going to lose your health care, that means you could die. You want to put Epstein before that? Come on now. Come on now. If you're a Democrat and you lose your Medicaid, you're okay with that if Trump gives you an Epstein list? Crafting with Sandra, I am not you. I am not. You are wrong. I am a Republican. I am talking about the people ambushing children. I am not Democratic. We're not that abusing children. See, this is the thing. She wants to lie. She's trolling. She's trolling because the story is not about people abusing children. There is nobody abusing children. Did he? There was no children in that case. Jeffrey Epstein was not convicted. Well, that's not true. Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. Jeffrey Epstein was a piece of shit. Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of solicitation of a minor. But that happened under the Democrats, and Jeffrey Epstein was given a sweetheart deal by Acosta. And Trump kicked him out of his place. Jeffrey Epstein was a piece of shit, but I don't see how you would rather focus on someone who got found guilty and killed himself, who's dead, than focus on the neo-Nazis that I talked about and I educated people about. And then the Obama and the Democrats and creating and weaponizing the Nazis and then creating a Ukraine issue that almost led to World War III. I just don't see how that what Epstein did 20 years ago is relevant. It just seems like you're just being some fake troll. You have a woman's face, but I believe you're just trolling. I believe you're just trolling. And I believe you better have a good job. You and your grandma better have a good job. To everybody out there trolling, I just need to tell you, I hope you got it. She talking about I'm Republican. You better be Republican, and you better have health care, and you better have health care for your grandparents, because you on here trolling like a big dog. That's all I got to say. If you get food stamps, if you on here and made up a fake name, a fake picture, and a fake agenda, then you gonna be living under a tree. And it's gonna be a lot of Democrats with you. Did you just fall out of a coconut tree? It's gonna be a lot of Democrats with you that fell out of a coconut tree that was hee hee and ha ha. Ha ha, hee hee, ha ha. You don't like children. I'm talking about people who you abuse children. Ha ha, hee hee. Be under a bridge with that fake nonsense. You're gonna be under a bridge. You're going to be under a bridge. You're going to be under a bridge trolling my chat. You're going to be under a bridge, and that's what you deserve to be. You, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, all of you liars, all of you liars and losers, all of you Democratic liars, you're not Republican. Democratic troll. You look like AOC. You sound like AOC. You look like Jasmine Crockett. You sound like Jasmine Crockett. You are a troll. You don't know any of the Republican talking points. You don't know anything that's going on in the Republican Conservative Party. You can't name one executive order. You can't name pinpoint one thing in the big beautiful bill. You are a 12-year-old little boy who has the picture of a girl, and you should go to bed. You should go to bed right now, because you don't even have the age and intelligence to vote. We need to raise the age to vote to 21. These millennials and millennials are going to kill the goddamn country. These millennials who believe in taking the time to make a fake email addresses, making fake pictures, they don't deserve to vote. You don't. If you got an Apple iPhone, if you wear iPods, you should not be able to vote. I shouldn't have to teach you about Andrew Brzezinski. I shouldn't have to teach you about the Azov Battalion. Because I thought we all didn't like the Nazis. I thought we all was against racism and fascism. But obviously not. Obviously not. You see the fake outrage? You see the fake lies people draw? It's ignorance. Ignorance leads to the fake outrage. Truth bomb, truth bomb, truth bomb, sandbag, truth bomb. No, Candace Owens is off the team. Dave Smith, Candace Owens, Tim Dillon, all these hacks who cannot get a laugh in the comedy club, who Netflix special, you put on a Netflix special, you go to sleep. You put on a Netflix special, no one's going to go see these people. No one's going to go pay money to see Dave Smith ever. He's not funny. Tim Dillon's not funny. Joe Rogan. Has anybody ever laughed at a Joe Rogan? Why don't Joe Rogan put on a Netflix special every year? Because Joe Rogan's not funny. They're not funny. They're not funny. All these hack comedians feeding you propaganda and lies. All these hack comedians feeding you propaganda and lies. Dave Smith, Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, all Theo Vaughn crying. Oh, Trump, oh, Trump, oh, Trump, oh, Trump, I didn't vote for this. I don't know why Trump is doing this. It's been 6 months. All the comedians that are turning on Trump, anybody that's really a real person, think about it. You turned on Trump in 6 months. Trump can't make a mistake. Trump can't course correct. All of these people never gave Trump a second chance. I'm telling you, they took the money, bro. They took the money, bro. None of the comedians ever gave Trump a second chance. It's only been 6 months. Trump has been super productive, and all of them said, "Oh, I shouldn't vote for Trump." Oh, really? Over Epstein? Over Epstein? You shouldn't have voted for Trump. Thank you to Mrs. Perfect Timing for that $5 super chat. Y'all remember, man, y'all could super chat and y'all could cash out. Come on, man. Keyshawn, why is Trump mad? What did Keyshawn say? Why is Trump mad at people for wanting more information? Because it's a distraction and there's no information to give out. The information is not relevant. their information would not lead to a prosecution. All it would do is cause more feelings in the country. And my job as a leader is to keep people focused. We have real things to worry about in our future right now. In the non-list, there is no blacklist, just like with Diddy, there are no freak off videos. So giving people nothing to look at is going to just distract the news away from what I'm actually doing. And that's what the Democrats want. The Democrats want another week in the news cycle. So let Trump release the documents that we already know that were here, because we're the Democrats. We had the documents. Think about what Trump is saying, that the documents from the court case was a Democratic prosecution team. The Democrat, Obama had whatever you want. Obama had it. Obama had it. Biden had it. They never released it. To release it today, when we're dealing with the Ukraine, Russia, Iran, it would distract the American people from the real issues. We got BRICS, we got Iran, we got Israel, we got Ukraine conflict. We have all those things. Jeffrey Epstein and what he did in 2002. Do you understand the 2019 conviction? This is the thing when people say, why not just release it? Because you're not understanding. Today we're talking about political strategy. Political sandbagging. There's nothing to release that's pertinent and relevant. The conviction from 2019 was based on predicate acts from 2002 and 2005. Do you guys know that? The conviction in 2008 was based on predicate acts from 2002 and 2005. Some of the victims, rest in peace, have passed away. Some of Jeffrey Epstein's victims have passed away. All it would do is make people emotionally angry about something that Donald Trump had nothing to do with. Donald Trump didn't know Jeffrey Epstein, didn't hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump didn't commit a crime. The Democrats want to sandbag. The Democrats want to tie a noose in a sandbag around Donald Trump's presidency and then put Epstein on that bag and make all of you focus on Epstein. And that happened in 2002 when you should be focused on World War III. They don't want you to focus on World War III. They don't want you to focus on the big, beautiful bill. They want you to focus on something from 2002. They want to sandbag his presidency. Are you listening? They want to sandbag his presidency, tie a sandbag around his neck and weigh Donald Trump down. And it's going to be a sandbag that says Epstein list. And it's going to weigh down his presidency. It's going to affect his approval ratings. It's going to affect his ability to make decisions and get legislation passed, because he passed the big, beautiful bill. He may pass more legislation. How do we stop him? How do we bring down his approval rating? How do we stop him from being so productive? We're going to sandbag him. Hello. We're going to sandbag him. We're going to wrap a sandbag around the Trump presidency. It's a big fat sandbag that says Epstein on it. It doesn't say Trump. It doesn't say big, beautiful bill. It doesn't say Zelensky put in check. It doesn't say negotiating peace. It doesn't say Iran, no more nuclear facilities. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say the most productive president in the last 20 years. It doesn't say that. It says Epstein. That's why I'm teaching you about what sandbagging is, so you know what's occurring. Why aren't we talking about real geopolitical issues? Because the Dems want to sandbag the presidency because they have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have given you nothing. They have lost and lost and lost. Keep Trump doing damage control. Keep Trump doing damage control. They want to keep Trump. If you release these things from 2002, then the next 3 years, all the Democrats will do is ask questions about the Epstein case from 2019, 2008, and 2002. The Democrats, it's sad, bro. You should be upset. If you're a Democrat, you should want more. If you're a Democrat, if I'm a Democrat and I just lost Medicaid, I don't want you talking about Epstein no more. I want you to go to work. I want you to go to work. I want you to get my Medicaid back. I want you to create a bill. I want you to go to work. Hello? 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 If I'm a Democrat and I just lost my Medicaid in the big, beautiful bill, I don't want you to create a bill to release the Epstein shit. I don't care about that. I want you to make a bill to get the Medicaid back. But they can't do that. Do you understand? They can't get you your Medicaid back, so they need to sandbag the president. They can't get your Medicaid back. It's gone, baby. They can't get the food stamps back. You got to go to work, baby. And if you ask the Democrats, they don't want to talk about the work requirement for food stamps. You should be asking Jasmine Crockett about the work requirement, how many hours I got to work. You should be asking AOC about the work requirement for food stamps. AOC don't want to talk about the work requirement. AOC don't want to talk about Town Hall 2026. Town Hall, Texas. Texas is conservative. Town Hall 2026, conservative Texas, Jasmine Crockett. Ma'am, Mrs. Crockett, ma'am, all due respect, ma'am, given the circumstances, ma'am, of the last 2 years, ma'am, why should I vote for a Democrat? Ma'am, not being, all due respect, Miss Crockett, ma'am, when I say why should I vote for a Democrat, I'm saying, ma'am, you weren't able to block the passage of the big, beautiful bill, ma'am. And my life has been truly affected by it, ma'am. So I truly, ma'am, I don't want to troll you, ma'am. Mrs. Crockett, ma'am, Mrs. Jasmine Crockett, ma'am, I would like to ask you, ma'am, why should I vote for you, ma'am? Why would I vote for a Democrat, man? Seeing as how you haven't been able to produce or be productive for me over this last time span. Honestly and truthful, ma'am, Mrs. Crockett, can you tell me why I should vote for a Democrat? Why should I vote for a Democrat? Mrs. Crockett. Epstein list. Mrs. Crockett, during the previous presidency, I experienced inflation. I did, ma'am. I paid a lot of money for eggs. I had inflation, ma'am. Since Trump has been in presidency, I have to be honest, ma'am, my gas is a little bit cheaper. I'm feeling a little bit different. Ma'am, Mrs. AOC, ma'am, can you tell me why would I vote for a Democrat? Ma'am, why would I vote for a Democrat? Would you be able to give me some tangible bullet points? Could you tell me in the next 2 years, what are you going to accomplish? Well, how about this, Miss Crockett, ma'am, do you have any legislation? Mrs. Crockett, ma'am, Mrs. Jasmine Crockett, Senator, ma'am, Congresswoman, Black Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, ma'am, do you have any legislation on the horizon? Do you have any legislation, ma'am, on the horizon that could speak to Democratic desires and wishes and wants? Do you have a bill? It's only a bill. How about a big black bill? Jasmine Crockett, ma'am, do you have a big black bill? Trump had the big, beautiful bill. Maybe you need a big black bill, ma'am, with your big black ass. How about the one big black bill? How about the one big, ma'am, do you have any legislation? Why should I vote Democrat, ma'am? Somebody said go buck dance. Somebody said go buck dance. What have the Democrats done? What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately? What has Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine Crockett is gorgeous. She's beautiful. AOC looked so good at the Met Gala. Why was AOC at the Met Gala? I don't know. Hey, she had a pretty dress. So the AOC was at the Met Gala, and Jasmine Crockett is gorgeous. But what has she done for you? As a constituent, I'm talking like a constituent from Texas, in the great state of Texas. Everything's big in Texas, even Jasmine Crockett, big black ass. Everything is big in Texas. How about the big black bill? Everything is big in Texas. How about the big black bill? No. What about any legislation? What about any because why do you vote for a politician? SG, he got a paragraph. Let's read the paragraph. What happens to kids who are not in Job Corps? What happens to them? Where do they go? Join the Army is what those kids gonna hear. Not hard to understand. I notice you've been saying a lot about Job Corps. I guess you're speaking to the fact that he closed down Job Corps. SG, I live in the Bay Area. Job Corps, Treasure Island, Job Corps in Sacramento. I know I dropped off my brother to Job Corps. I mentor kids. I don't know one person who's working in the field that they had in Job Corps. Job Corps is the same as the Department of Education and Head Start. It doesn't produce the results. Now check this out. This is what Democrats don't understand about conservatives. I empathize with you. I agree with you. This is why I was mad at California and Gavin Newsom for allowing Tesla to leave and build the Tesla plant in Texas, because it took jobs. You understand what I'm saying? Northern California kids who would have went to Job Corps in Treasure Island and Sacramento could have worked at the Tesla plant. Hello? They could have and should have been having jobs at the Tesla plant, but Democratic policy, this is, oh my God. I love you guys, but man, we got to get more intelligent. SG said, I agree with you. This is what I want to teach my audience. I'm not saying you're wrong, SG. I'm just saying I want people to understand why the problem exists. Democratic policies, liberal policies that said you could rob and steal $1,000, and the Democratic policies that prohibited Elon Musk from building in California. That's why kids won't have a job and go to the Army. It's not Job Corps. Job Corps was not getting kids jobs. Just like Head Start wasn't making grades better. The Department of Education didn't help with illiteracy. Under the Department of Education and Head Start, black boys' illiteracy rates have skyrocketed. Black boy, and then you know what else? This is what you don't hear. You hear a lot about black boys, third grade, can't read. But you know what I found when I did the research? You know who's right there with black boys? White boys. White boys and Hispanic boys. White, Hispanic, and black boys all are illiterate in America. But you don't hear about the white. Nobody cares about white boys, right? The white man is evil. So if I told you that young white boys can't read, you wouldn't care, because they train you. The Democrats want you to hate white people. The Democrats want you to hate white people, and they want the Mexicans and the blacks to fight each other. So they never tell you that, hey, it's all these boys. These boys are failing. Why? It's 80% female white teachers, and white boys, black boys, and Mexican boys can't read under the Department of Education, under Head Start. The illiteracy rates have skyrocketed. So they tried to sandbag Trump with that and say Trump don't love kids, Trump don't love teachers, until people like me gave people like you the truth. Hey, it's not about Trump. It's about the fact that they have not done their job. And then I reminded everybody, remember, black boys can't read. And then everybody started making TikToks about the Department of Education is not doing their job because illiteracy rates have skyrocketed in America. Why would my tax dollars still keep going to these programs when you got kids who can't read. And it's not just black boys, it's white boys and Hispanic boys. And you are forgetting about heterosexual males. In American education, the heterosexual male is getting left behind. And they wanted Tim Walz to be vice president. Can y'all believe they wanted Tim Walz? What is happening to American boys? What is happening to American boys? So Trump got rid of Title IX too, because Title IX said that our sons was guilty until proven innocent. All them boys who lost their scholarship, lost their NFL because Title IX, because little girls was lying, saying some boy did something to me, and then you got kicked out of school and you lost your NFL chances. And turns out the little girl was lying. But Title IX empowered, believe all women, believe all women. It's been an attack on masculinity. It's been an attack on young men. It's not just young black boys who are suffering from illiteracy and who are suffering in American schools, who are suffering under this rulership of white women teachers. See, the white women teacher looks at Donald Trump and they say white men are evil. So when a big, tall white boy come into class, that white woman, she doesn't like him just as much as she don't like that white boy represents Donald Trump and the black boy represents the ghetto. So she is kicking them both out of class. But the white boy and the black boy can't get together because there's so much propaganda keeping us from being white fathers, black fathers. We need to come together. We need to come together, bro. Because what's happening in schools to our kids, I'm telling you, we need to come together. They don't, it's in church, in school, and in college, you don't feel comfortable as a heterosexual male. If you are a big male child, all of the women in high school, all of the women in church, all of the women in college make you feel uncomfortable. You got to tuck your tail, or you got to go to the principal's office. Or you can't be in church, or you can't be in college. And no one's listening to our young men. No one's listening to our young men. I'm not playing victim. I'm not playing victim. I'm not playing victim. See, the thing is, no one is listening to the 20-year-old. And what is happening is we got school shootings. So everybody in the chat trolls. Everybody in the chat says, you're crying. But how does it manifest? How does it manifest? What are young white boys doing? They're shooting up schools. What are young black boys doing? They're not learning how to read. While you say I'm whining, because there's been this thing that happened during the Democrats that said that men are inherently violent, that men are inherently toxic, and is not talking to the lack of fathers and the women who are producing these kids who are going to go do school shootings. Nobody blames the moms because all of the school shootings are single mothers. All of the white boys who do the school shootings come from single white mothers. And we never address these people. During the Democrats, young boys got ate up. During the Democratic regime, and they tried to see Tim Walz. I think that's what really ended the Kamala Harris. I think what really did Kamala Harris in is Tim Walz. Because Tim Walz said, we don't care about our boys. And America finally, I was so proud when America finally said, we care about our boys again. When we voted for Trump, what we told young boys in America is that you matter. Not that you matter more than young girls, but that you matter, bro. That for so long, people have said young men in America don't matter. Young men in America have to pay. It got so bad that some young white men in America agreed to the premise that I need to pay for my father's sin. That's how bad it got. And the women got drunk and high on power. The women got drunk and high on power. Yay, make men pay, make men pay. And no one cared about young American boys for a long time. So while you trolling in the chat, there is a lot of love. There's a lot of love we owe to the young men of America. Black, white, purple, brown, and green. We owe them a hug. We owe the sons of America a thank you and a hug. Sorry for toxic masculinity. Sorry for blaming you at 18, 19, 20 years old, saying that everything is your fault. We apologize. We apologize for allowing the Democrats and feminists to sandbag your life and make your whole existence as a man in America have an evil tint. Simply because you were born, it's okay to be born gay, but not okay to be born heterosexual. Sorry, young men of America, that we made you feel like you had something to hide. We owe the young men of America a thank you. Thank you. We love you. We owe the young men of America a hug. I love you, son. I love you. We haven't told young men that in a long time. For a long time, we've been telling young men there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with being masculine. There's something wrong with being male. There's something wrong. They call it cis. And the Democrats, they called our sons cis. Do you know what that means? Cisgender and all this shit. Confusing young boys. What if he's 13? He doesn't know what cisgender and all this shit is. Confusing young men, making them feel bad about having erections. Confusing them about their gender. Not if they're gay, but only if they're heterosexual, they were confused. If they were gay, then there were opportunities and there were paths for you under the Democrats. But if you were heterosexual, you needed to check that. If you're heterosexual, you need to check your sexuality. You need to get confirmation. You need to get permission. If you're gay, you can do whatever you want. But if you're heterosexual, male, you need to get permission. You need to get permission when you talk before, while you're having sex, you need to get permission again. To be heterosexual under Democrats, you needed permission to just exist. How could you be 25? It had to be difficult to be 25 under Democrats that said you need to ask her for permission before you have sex, when you're having sex, and after you have sex. And if she didn't like it, even if she gave you permission during, after, you should feel like you did something wrong. But I asked her before we had sex. I asked her when we were having sex. When we got done having sex, she felt bad. So you should go to jail for the rest of your life. You should feel bad about being. This is what we told men. This is what we told men. You need to ask for permission before you have sex, during sex, and after. Get confirmation. You need to get permission from everyone else to be a man. Women, powerful, king, superhero. Every movie, the hero is a woman. Women get to be hero. Women get to save the day. Women get to have a gun. Women get to be the one to kill and be the hero in the movie. But men under the Democrats, you need to get permission to be a man. It's weird they say men suck and they're not important, but every time you see someone rescuing someone or stepping to help nature when it's dangerous, it's always a man. SG, the angle you view things, only a few will understand. Again, you are not wrong. It's sad. Things have definitely got out of hand. Times changing. You middle standing. Fair place to speak. Thank you. Brandon. Crazy thing is, I don't know a woman in my life that I've never met, any woman who contributes to the world in any kind of real way. Blows my mind. Conrad, I never done that, and every woman I've been with has never accused me of. Correct. Abel, you bottom for them. Oh my God. Mary Davis, amen. Go men. Thank you, Mary. Because I know a lot of women have sons, have husbands who believe in God. You know, conservatives, we believe in God. We pay taxes. We love our sons. We love our daughters. Because I want my daughter to marry a good man. I want my daughter to marry a good